Game of the Final Judgment, Awakening of the Neopening. This video is purely for entertainment and does not infringe on copyrights or laws. The rights to the novel and image belong to the original author. We do not claim ownership. Don't like waiting and want to listen to this fanfic in full now? Subscribe to our Patreon, where you'll find the best fanfics. Chapter 126 Hard Work. The waters in the third stage became deeper, and the view at the bottom became cloudy. Needless to say, this must be the difficulty limit of the scene. The player's actions in the water are hindered, and he has to get out of the water to breathe oxygen every few minutes. In addition, the current vision is cloudy. In terms of the difficulty of the scene, it is indeed very difficult. Dense electric arcs spread in the waters. These are all level 40 electric eels, and the surface of their long, narrow and smooth bodies is jumping with electric light. There are a large number, which is even more exaggerated than the first two waves, and these arcs will be transmitted to the player along the water flow, which is outrageous electric eel quality, overlord level, LV 40 HP. 80 W magic value. 20 W power. 4.5 W physique. 4 W agility. 4 W intelligence. 6 W skills, discharge, conduction, haste. In just a few seconds, a large number of electric arcs covered the entire water area, and all members were touched by electric shocks. But with the effect of the Shield of Oath, all the damage and pain were grafted onto Zhao Yuan. At the same time, every attack triggered 2 SSS level Thorn's anti-armor, and the high real damage was fed back to each electric eel. Little Phoenix naturally summoned the eternal blazing sun to evaporate the entire map. Yuning said, "This abyss level feels a little bit, the water area plus the electric eel's discharge conduction, the entire water area is equivalent to a dangerous place. Even if the electric shock does not hurt, after the player is paralyzed underwater, they will stop holding their breath and eventually enter a state of suffocation." Zhao Yuan activates the indestructible golden body, releases the frenzied taunt skill, and weakens the attack of a large number of electric eels by 40%. If you change any team at level 30, you may be forced to wipe out as soon as you enter this area, and there is no time to react. Battle information: suffered electric shock damage, reduced blood volume by 0 points, triggered 2 SSS level Thorn anti-armor effects, causing 32 W real damage, suffering from electric shock. In the process of paralyzing judgment, in the process of determining willpower, the player has been exempted from the paralysis effect. Chu Zhaoqing raised her right arm and used the SS level Longinus spear, and a strangely shaped spear appeared in her hand. A massive bloody flame rose from the tip of the spear, and the entire spear was stained with bright red blood. Chu Zhaoqing threw it with all his strength, and the spear of Longinus drew an arc in the water. In the end, a spiral storm of light was formed, causing a large area of damage. At the same time, a single target pierced by the spear will have a small probability of fatal effect. In other words, if you use this skill to attack the final boss, you may instantly kill the boss with full blood, and the cooldown of this skill is only 3 minutes. If it cannot be triggered once, then use it 100 times. Su Yuxin quickly used the S-level modification and upgrading skills to add a coating that blocks current to the steel plate of the mechanical tank. Sun Kai was very embarrassed. Was his new skill used for the commander class, or only the 4 astronomical skills could be used? Occasionally, the SS level cloaking skill will be activated, which will apply a blinding effect to all enemies, and the release of the skill has a 20% chance of failure. Although this third stage is terrifying, it seems a little weak for our team. Zhong Wen controlled a giant white bone beast and released a bone mound skill at the same time. Electric eels belong to mage creatures, and their defense and blood volume attributes are very poor. As long as they resist their damage, the subsequent kills will be extremely fast, even faster than the second stage. Of course, this kind of creature with high attack and low defense is the type that ordinary players fear most. Zhang Fengwu put away his saber, and cast SS level dragon subduing 18 palms. His aura became extremely fierce. Every time Zhang Fengwu strikes a palm, there is a strong and unwavering courage, accompanied by bursts of thick dragon chant. Both palms were covered with pure golden ki, and he slapped the water. Chapter 127 Who is contaminated? You have been completely corrupted by the pollution of the abyss. Only my Buddhism can completely kill you. Instead of becoming a slave to the abyss forever, it is better to detach as soon as possible. Once you said, the evil spirit with a squid head said, "I am really tired of the polluted world, but can you really kill me completely? Now, every time I die, I will return from the bottom of the abyss, and I will never be freed." 7 Manjushri said quickly, "We can't kill you, but our president can really eradicate you." Speaking of the evil spirits, he began to lose his mind again, bursting with a strong pollution atmosphere, and the treasure wheel behind Manjusri's HUD became dim and cloudy. The lotus platform under the seat was also stained with blood-red rust, and Zisun once again seized his reason and said, I am in this state, it is extremely difficult to talk to you, how can I help you? Fighting Victory Buddha took off a gold hoop from the top of his head, put it on, when we need you. You can maintain your sanity for 10 minutes, Zisun took the golden hoop and put it on the top of his head and said, the deal is done. I hope your guild leader is as strong as you say, otherwise I will be resurrected from the bottom of the abyss. Manjushri said, help us remove the pollution from our body. Zisun responded, I can't do this. The pollution is not under my control. If it can't be purified to this level, there is no need to talk about cooperation. Manjushri took the fight to defeat the Buddha and quickly exited the Cheyenne King, and jumped into the sky for thousands of miles, but the pollution of the crimson in the Cheyenne King turned into an arm, and wanted to leave the two. Fighting Victory Buddha yelled angrily, his eyes blazed with flamboyant fire, and he smashed a stick with all his strength, forming an exaggerated Buddhist sword energy, cutting the crimson big hand in half. At the same time, the Buddha light sword ki extended into the Cheyenne King, killing a large number of abyss creatures again. Fighting Victory Buddha said, let's go, our mission has been completed. Manjushri said solemnly, there are squid eyeballs of different sizes piled up on Daojin Buddha's face, and suction cups appear on the surface of Daojin Buddha's skin. Manjushri said, the pollution of the abyss is terrifying. Fortunately, we have prepared well. There are the President's Buddha stickers and the Book of the President of Ruzhuang, which can really eradicate the pollution on your body. Then the two returned to the Lingshan Guild. In the fiery eyes of the Buddha, Manjushri's abdomen grew a circle of weird teeth. But Manjusri Bodhisattva's solemn expression showed a strange and gloomy smile. All members of Zhao Yuan's team have been upgraded to level 30, and Zhong Wen has obtained an SS-level living person deboning skill. It can be used on a living target to make the opponent's bones separate from the body on its own. Originally, Zhong Wen's summoning bones could only be used on dead units, but now with the SS-level deboning of the living, it is more in line with the temperament of a bone mage. Zhong Wen said, even if it is a king-level creature, it will be greatly restricted after I use the skill of removing bones from a living person. In addition to blocking other people's attacks, I have to suppress the detachment of the bones in the body, and the internal organs of ordinary creatures are more fragile than the epidermis. And the white bones can also cause high damage in the process of detaching from the living body. Su Yuxin obtained the SS-level dive fighter skill similar to a mechanical tank. Su Yuxin can transform into a sci-fi style fighter with special mechanical devices. Su Yuxin said excitedly, with this new skill, we don't need to stay underwater, I'll take you to the sky. He took out a special mechanical device and threw it into the air with force. The mechanical device quickly deformed and turned into a fighter jet that could ride two people. Well, there are only 2 seats, who wants to go to heaven with me? Chapter 128 God-defying God level, skill Halo. Zhao Yuan's current oath shield has an additional 32% damage reduction attribute, and with the addition of the skill Halo, it directly achieves a 64% damage reduction. At this time, Zhao Yuan also saw the new system information. The peak damage reduction attribute is 80%. The part exceeding the value is invalid. Unfortunately, the percentage damage reduction can only reach 80%, but the shield of the oath has not been awakened. Maybe there will be different changes after awakening. The percentage damage reduction has an upper limit, but the specific numerical damage reduction cannot have an upper limit. For example, a fixed value of damage reduction such as damage reduction of 200 points is the path that Zhao Yuan can continue to take. Not to mention other skills, after being strengthened by 105%, Zhao Yuan can push the final boss horizontally by himself, not to mention that the skills of Little Phoenix have also been increased by 105%. And Nirvana's all attributes are doubled at one time. Just talking about Zhao Yuan's current 64% damage reduction is an invincible existence. Zhao Yuan's current personal panel is, name, Zhao Yuan level, LV30, 100%, health, 153 mana, 6,230 strength, 710 constitution, 1,720 agility, 225 intelligence, 225 physical attack, 1 physical defense, 204 magic defense, 204 talent, eternal blessing, unique, billion times proficiency, unique, 37.0 times skill, Unyielding Will LV57, SSS level, willpower plus 570 points. After the initiative is activated, all controls on the body are released, and cannot be controlled within 19 seconds. Thorns Anti-Armor LV8, SSS level, double defense plus 45 W points. Each time you suffer a damage, trigger 2 true anti-damage. Destiny Maniac LV8, SSS level, HP plus 83 W, 1.9% HP limit per second. Copperhead Ironback LV99, SSS level, double defense plus 140 W, 2.9 seconds. Does not damage. The Golden Body Effect Fanatical Taunt LV8, SSS level, the taunting range is 5,000 meters, the taunting time is 30 seconds, the enemy's attack speed is plus 100% in the taunting state, the attack power is minus 40%, and the priority is increased. Yanho Windbreaker LV8, SSS level, passive effect, burning area within 2,500 meters, triggering burning effect twice per second. Active effects, Shield of the Oath LV61, SSS level, the range of the oath is 2,600 meters, and the passive damage reduction is increased by 32%. Backpack, copper coins. 5,084 competition coins. 16,953 pieces. Magic weapon, fixed oil bell LV75, blue, fashion, block fashion, blue, accessory, Zisha ring, purple, life bracelet, deep purple, pet, Phoenix LV30, orange. This is still a panel attribute without halo coverage. With the addition of the skill halo, the additional defense value of the Copperhead and Ironback is doubled, almost reaching a double defense of 400 W points, and a 6-second undamaged golden body. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story, and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 129 Royal Toy. It took Zhao Yuan and the others 40 minutes to reach the 4th stage. Not surprisingly, it was still a stretch of boundless waters. Guild information, it has entered the final stage, and cannot exit halfway after opening. Please choose carefully. Careful. Zhao Yuan felt that he could solve the battle in 10 minutes by himself, let alone with so many teammates. The final stage started directly, and a huge vortex appeared in the waters in front of them, sucking everyone into the deep sea. A huge squid appeared in front of everyone. Siren squid quality, royal level, LV40 HP. 1,500 W magic value. 400 W power. 10 W physique. 15 W agility. 10 W intelligence. 9 W abilities, engulf, regenerate, power, black with a body length of 25 meters. This giant squid can easily crush and deform medium-sized ships and drag them into the deep sea. Just like the rumored sea monster, the huge tentacles are covered with dense suckers, and the green eyes have a savage and tyrannical atmosphere. Above the king level is the emperor level. It is not surprising that the final boss in the abyss difficulty is the emperor level, but this is the deep sea. There is no place to breathe oxygen, Zhao Yuan said quickly. Fortunately, there is a certain amount of oxygen stored in the mechanical tank. When there is a lack of oxygen, you can return to the tank to breathe, and the battle time can be extended by 2 or 3 times, Su Yuxin happily said. But I have to drive the mechanical tank farther away. If the giant squid catches the tank, Yuning, Sun Qiayu and I will only have 6 minutes to hold our breath. Zhao Yuan turned on Fanatic Taunt and Yanho Windbreaker, and took the initiative to rush towards the giant squid clap. The huge, slippery sucker tentacles entangled Zhao Yuan, and a terrifying power came from the tentacles. Zhao Yuan opened the immortal golden body without losing any blood. Battle information, suffered from a huge force skill attack. The damage is being judged. The damage is reduced by 64%. The defense value is judged. The blood volume is reduced by 0 points. The SSS level Thorn Anti-Armor has been triggered, causing 500,000 real damage twice. Puff. The tentacles of the giant squid broke apart, and viscous liquid flowed out from them. Zhao Yuan, covered by the aura of skills, is already terrifying to the point where even the Emperor-level boss can't break through the defense. The first is a 64% damage reduction, then the defense enhancement of the immortal golden body, and the 40% reduction in the attack of fanatical taunt with various attributes added together. Zhao Yuan was able to kill the Imperial boss without any damage. And under the effect of the oath, Even if the teammates are swallowed by a giant squid, they can leave it safely. SSS level thorns against armor. Fanatical mockery. Bronze head and iron back. Little Phoenix fell into drowning state, and succeeded in nirvana once, and all attributes increased by 2 times. A round of eternal blazing sun hung above the sky, and at the same time, the little Phoenix turned on the Zhuan real fire to output. Zhao Yuan's anti-armor damage can also trigger the critical strike effect multiple times, and the giant squid's blood volume will be lost. The other teammates had the effect of the shield of the oath hanging on them, and they had no scruples. Even if they were suffocated, it was Zhao Yuan who took the damage and attacked the giant squid with all his strength. Chapter 130 Full Level Copperhead and Iron Back. The large amount of experience points obtained after killing the Emperor level C monster could have improved Zhao Yuan by 1 level, but he did not complete the 3rd rank, and the experience value was seriously overflowing. Battle information: killing an Emperor level target will earn 169 W points of experience points, and the experience points have overflowed. Killing Emperor level creatures will trigger the talent hundreds of millions of times of proficiency. The current multiplier is 39 times, a total of 59 W points of proficiency, 39 times, have been obtained. The SSS level awakening skill has been increased by 4 levels, the Copperhead and Iron Back has been increased to 100 levels, and the Oath Shield has been increased by 10 levels. Zhao Yuan got a gift box of purple sandalwood, which is the SSS level clearance reward in Hidden Abyss difficulty, and the harvest of the entire dungeon is all concentrated in it. And Zhao Yuan also has 3 lucky attributes. There is a certain probability to open better items. Zhao Yuan opened the SSS scoring gift box for the first time, and there was a mottled luster inside, and a touch of light gold was particularly dazzling. Use the SSS level customs clearance gift box, obtain 600 W guild materials and funds, obtain 900 million copper coins, obtained a large proficiency potion 10, and a large experience value potion 20, get purple pet equipment 4, pet intermediate evolution stone, level 30 purple equipment 8, pale gold equipment 1, advanced city wall blueprint, B-level skill fragment 600 W of guild materials and funds can greatly enhance the strength of the guild, and 900 million copper coins can strengthen its own equipment, magic weapons, and accessories. The large-scale proficiency potion Zhao Yuan intends to give to Yu Ning, first to fill up the level of the skill aura, although the experience value is now capped. And the experience value of the Emperor level boss cannot be obtained, but there are 20 bottles of large experience value potions, which can be used after completing 3 rounds, which can be regarded as a little compensation. Like players, pets can wear equipment, but there are only 4 slots in the equipment slot, which means that Zhao Yuan can change Little Phoenix with a set of purple equipment to make his terrifying attributes even better. After pets are level 40, they can undergo secondary evolution, and they need to use precious intermediate evolution stones. The premise is that Zhao Yuan must reach level 40 before pets can increase the level cap. After evolution, Phoenix can improve its quality and break through to the rank above orange. At the same time, the next skill will be activated. Zhao Yuan himself also obtained a set of level 30 purple equipment, a heavy armor with higher attributes than the purple equipment on his body. After all, it was opened in a SSS level gift box, and it is already the best attribute in purple equipment. The only piece of light gold equipment is a 2-handed shield, which is split into 2 pieces and fixed on 2 arms. The arms are closed to form a giant shield, which can also be used as a weapon to smash enemies. Defender's wall quality, light gold wear level, LV 40 attributes. Attacks blocked with a shield have a defense value of plus 8 W and damage determination, and are immune to 3000 points of armor piercing. Zhao Yuan is now a light gold, 8 purple luxury equipment, and definitely belongs to the top sequence among level 30 players. Zhao Yuan's light panel has 200 W points in both defenses, and a strong player of the same level can't break his defense at all, but the percentage armor penetration is deadly to Zhao Yuan. A high percentage of armor piercing stacks can break through some of Zhao Yuan's defenses, and this pale gold shield provides 8 W defense points and 3000 points of armor piercing immunity, which is very suitable for Zhao Yuan's needs. High-level city wall drawings. This should be a special building like the Mage Tower. The city wall that comes with a guild will continue to strengthen as the guild level increases. After building a high-level city wall, the guild's defense will inevitably increase by a step, and with 7 second-level mage towers and 1/3 level defense tower, if it acts as a defender, the enemy will be defeated. The last reward is the skill book that Zhao Yuan is thinking about, but it is in the form of fragments, which is very tormenting. B-level skilled book fragments. After collecting 15 pieces, a random skilled book will be combined with eternal blessings. As long as you acquire an F-rank skill, you can be directly promoted to SSS rank. Chapter 131 Little Phoenix is actually myself. The beautiful country was also alarmed by the global announcement. Although it is in the national battlefield, the global announcement can be seen. The beautiful president frowned and said, "Such a terrifying level 30 team did not appear in our beautiful country. If they were from the beautiful country, they would have reported to me a long time ago, and then made them a first-level training object." The vice president responded, "As long as you are not from the Xia kingdom, you can talk about it." The beautiful president of the Congress said, "How is the agreement with Britain and Langsy?" The vice president responded, "They are still hesitating and have no accurate answer." "No, they have already agreed, but they are just delaying time," the beautiful president of the Congress thought. "It's just letting them involve the White Bear country, not a real bloody battle. The risk factor is very small, and they will agree sooner or later." But, the vice president hesitated, even if the British and Langsy countries join forces to hold back the White Bear country, it's impossible, right? The president of the beautiful Congress smiled and said, "Of course it is impossible to hold back the White Bear country. It's just a show. The White Bear country will definitely release water. He can stay out of the White Bear country and watch the decisive battle between us and the Xia country. How can he intervene?" The vice president continued, "The reserved seats on our chariot are almost full, and the allies who instigated Xia Guo's rebellion have also done their best. The time is ripe." In the middle of the night, the president of the heavenly court sent out a message, which finally fell into the hands of a man who was holding a saber and was blind in his right eye. The man opened the secret letter, frowned, and then silently lit the letter. When Zhao Yuan and others returned to the guild's residence, the sky was already dark, and the half-blood dragons also went out to hunt beasts and returned. Without Yu Ning's halo of experience, the average level of the half-blood dragons only increased by 0.6 levels. Zhao Yuan's Copperhead and Ironback have reached the peak of level 100, triggering the talent billion times proficiency. Triggering the unique talent hundreds of millions of times proficiency. SSS level Copper-headed Ironback skill. Skip the Awakening trial. Please choose the skill Awakening branch effect. Branch 1, add 2% armor penetration save, magic defense penetration save. The effect increases with the skill level. Branch 2, add 1.5 W points of armor penetration immunity and magic defense penetration immunity. One is a percentage penetration save, and the other is a fixed value penetration save. The percentage is terrifying in the later stage, and the fixed value penetration save has no solution in the early and mid-term. Among the loopholes in Zhao Yuan's current skill system, the most obvious is the means of dealing with armor-piercing attributes. In particular, percentage armor penetration and magic penetration will deduct a large amount of Zhao Yuan's defense value, so Zhao Yuan naturally chose percentage penetration immunity after awakening. The SSS level Copper-headed Ironback returns to level 1. As the skill level increases, it can even reach 80% penetration immunity. Yu Ning said, "Tomorrow we will teleport into the State City and complete the third rank trial of the difficulty of the Abyss. The next step is to actively open the guild station in the transnational area, with half of the pale gold shield fixed on each of Zhao Yuan's arms." He said, "The battlefield in the real national area has been extremely calm up to now. It's nothing more than the destruction of the guilds in some small national areas. Calm is just an illusion. The real storm will come soon." Zhang Fengwu pondered. After entering the State City, the player's level ranges from level 30 to level 60, and there are 5th level guilds and 6th level guilds. Although we have golden arms, there are always restrictions on fighting with level 5 and level 6 guilds. If we win a cross-border guild battle, we can be promoted to level 5 guilds. It's still early. I'm going to scan the arena, and many precious products have been updated in the 3rd-tier arena mall. Chu Zhaoqing opened the matching panel. Yu Ning hurriedly said, "Take me. I, a Halo ability user, has been in a solo queue. It is simply torture. Every time I rely on flat A to grind the enemy to death. Do you know how I got here these few weeks, including me? I want to try the effect of living people's deboning on players, and see if these players will pee out of fright." Zhong Wen sent out a team invitation. Chapter 132 Inspiring Righteousness plus Proverbs Buddha sticker. Under the deep night, many bright and huge stars are solidified in the night sky, like a piece of fine gemstones splashed on the dark velvet. Yang Jian took Xianggao and followed the head of the H-Sapiens branch to the real territory of the H-Sapiens. H-Sapiens can survive for so long under the shroud of the abyss, they must have their own strong background, otherwise they would have been polluted long ago, Yang Jian thought in his heart. He successfully met the real H-Patriarch, whose attributes were stronger than Yang Jian himself. I have met the Patriarch. Yang Jian clasped his fists and said, I came here this time for the purpose of trading. The Patriarch of H-Sapiens looked Yang Jian and the black dog beside him up and down and said, the transaction is nothing more than helping you kill people. What's so difficult about it? The head of the H-Sapiens thought in his heart that the players are all despicable villains chasing profit, and want to use our hands to kill other players in the end. It is very likely that the agreed remuneration for the transaction will not be given, and even the bridge will be demolished across the river, killing my H-Sapiens. The heavenly eye of fortune in the center of Yang Jian's fore didn't really open, but he also saw through the Patriarch's heart. H-Sapiens Patriarch hypocritically said with a smile, as long as there are enough chips, I can help you kill as many people as you want, but this is the hope of exchanging the life of my fellow clan for your players to fight for the front. The reward is not enough, so I can only give up the deal with you. Snort. This group of players is terrifying, and I can't afford to provoke them. I sure can slow down. Is it possible that these players can commit suicide in person? Their enemies are also players. Although they can slaughter our H-Sapiens, they still need to pay a heavy price. This undoubtedly gives their opponents an opportunity. Therefore, the forces behind this man with a black dog will only win over our H-Sapiens, and it is absolutely impossible to attack our race. You can verbally agree that when the actual battle is fought, the breach of contracts means that you want to use the lives of our H-Sapiens to fill the hole? Daydreaming, Yang Jian smiled and said, Master Patriarch, I come here with full sincerity. He took out a crude sculpture, which was engraved with a literati, but it was pasted on by a faint yellow Buddha sticker. The H-Sapiens Patriarch felt the unknown, high-ranking, and holy atmosphere from this sculpture, and asked, can this item suppress the abyss? That's right, Yang Jian said with a smile. This is the awe-inspiring righteousness of Confucianism combined with the seal of Buddhist proverbs, enough to make the abyss sinkholes on the vast land be forcibly sealed for a year. The Patriarch's face was gloomy, and he thought to himself, he is not my opponent, he even blew his whole card, so he is not afraid of me snatching it? There must be some restrictions. This sealed item is a semi-finished product. Yang Jian, who saw through the other party's mind, continued, there is only half of the righteousness in this literati statue, and there are only 3 words of mantra on the Buddha proverbs. The remaining part will be made up after the decisive battle is completed. That's it. I can't refuse this kind of condition at all. No wonder I'm so calm and composed. Yang Jian continued, for hundreds of years, H-Sapiens have resisted the invasion of the abyss, but a large number of them have been polluted and mutated into evil spirits. The same clan has to kill former teammates, relatives, and lovers with their own hands. This sealed item is our sincerity. After the war, regardless of victory or defeat, it will make up the remaining half. Cunning player, knowing that I can't refuse this condition, does it mean that H-Sapiens will voluntarily become pawns? Chapter 133 Silence is Cambridge tonight. Zhao Yuan and others entered the blood-red light gate, and saw a scene of a dormitory building in front of them. Isn't this the school's dormitory building? This dungeon is a bit weird, Yuning said. Zhao Yuan keenly discovered that a numerical gauge for horror value appeared below his status bar. Secret Realm rules. Kill the wraith creature, you can get a 3-turn certificate, and the scare value reaches 100, the player will be obliterated. Zhang Fengwu said in a solemn tone, this is a rare horror dungeon. The enemies inside are all ghost creatures between illusion and corpse. Our attacks cannot touch it. It is said that this type of dungeon is the most difficult one. Even players with first-class attributes will have the same mental strength as ordinary people, and the strong will die miserably in it. Zhao Yuan thought about it. Don't worry, you just need to think that you are covered by the shield of the oath, and you won't be scared anymore. No matter how horrifying the scene is, the evil spirits can't hurt you, and the damage will be grafted onto me. True damage should be able to kill the wraith. As long as the wraith makes a move, it will be the one that gets hurt. Secret Realm rules. Players will be assigned to different dormitories, and the wraiths will continue to hunt and kill humans, and will continue to strengthen over time. Players need to leave the dormitory when the wraith leaves, find the props hidden in the dormitory building, and then kill the wraith. The dormitory building is being allocated. Zhong Wen has also heard of this type of dungeon, and added, the player's skills will not harm the illusory wraith, at most it will destroy the body of the wraith, and the wraith will return to normal after a few seconds. It must be a very advanced skill to barely block the wraith for a few seconds. Low-level skills can't even smash the soul body. What's more, there is a setting of horror value. If the player is engulfed by fear, he will die directly. However, this kind of horror dungeon has the richest rewards. The most famous thing is that after clearing the horror dungeon, there is a high probability that you will get a level +1 reward. This is a shortcut for later players to upgrade. Zhao Yuan finally said, you must remember that with the existence of the Shield of the Oath, you are invincible. If the wraith attacks you, it will suffer real damage, so as long as you suppress the fear, we must win. As soon as Zhao Yuan finished speaking, the 7 of them were teleported to different dormitory rooms. Zhao Yuan opened the communication channel, and it was sealed. He quickly looked around the environment, and here is a simple 4-person dormitory. Through the window, he could see the cold and soft moonlight pouring down, and the strange singing sound came from the corridor, and the sound became louder and louder. It was a woman's voice, as if stepping on a heel boot, approaching Zhao Yuan's dormitory room. A little bit clatter, clatter, clatter. The footsteps stopped abruptly, followed by a soft knock on the door. Thump thump, thump thump. Zhao Yuan didn't respond. Although he wasn't worried about the wraiths attacking him, the horror value was over 100, and people with strong attributes would die. He glanced at the status bar, and the horror value went up by 6 points. The woman outside the door seemed to feel that no one was in the dormitory, so she left step by step. Zhao Yuan heard footsteps going away. He waited for a few minutes, then walked out from the corner behind the bed, his pupils constricted violently. A woman's face in iron blue with an upturned mouth was flattened directly on the window of the dormitory. Seeing Zhao Yuan, the other party raised the corners of his mouth higher and let out an excited laugh. Then he began to slam the door violently, scratching with his nails to make a sharp sound that made the horror value soar. Can't the wraiths enter the dormitory? It should be the rule of the secret realm. If the wraith can directly destroy the door of the dormitory and enter the room, the player will have no way out. The wraith should be in existence between illusion and reality. Would you like to try opening the door? You can ignore the player's attack, but you can't pass through the dormitory door. Chapter 134 The Damp Cave. Just relying on a large country area and a medium-sized country area, you want to block us? Wishful thinking, the vice president continued. Since it is a decisive battle, we might as well wait for the opportunity. When Xiaoguo and Beautiful Country are both defeated, we will break through the defense line and become the final winner. The president of the White Bear State smiled and said, it's not just the Beautiful Country that is setting up defense lines. 2 hours ago, President Ruzhong sent me a biography, asking us not to intervene in this decisive battle, and also dispatched some troops to get stuck in on the road. Although these forces can't stop us, it is enough to delay for half an hour. Once we intervene, Xiaoguo and Beautiful Country will definitely have enough time to react and stop fighting, the vice president said. Then we really don't intervene? Just look at it like this. The president of the White Bear State nodded and said, this is a war between the Xia Kingdom and the Beautiful Kingdom. There will be extremely terrifying large-scale damage. If we intervene rashly, it will also suffer heavy losses. You might as well sit and watch the two tigers fight, and you can still get a favor from President Ruzhong, and at the same time will not interrupt this battle. There is a high probability that there will be a lose-lose ending, and in the end, we will profit, the vice chairman said worriedly. What if one of the countries wins? Why don't you snatch all the other parties' guild materials and funds, and your strength will increase, the White Bear Country said indifferently. You two underestimate the Beautiful Country and the Xia Country. Both sides have their own complete retreats. There may only be a situation where both sides will suffer. I am sure that the Xia Country nor the Beautiful Country will be destroyed. After all, there are still neither many powerful enemies around, and the two sides are afraid to really let go. We just need to sit and wait, and the ultimate advantage will fall to my White Bear Country. Zhao Yuan frowned. The resentful spirit has actually been upgraded to the 2nd level. It is indeed the difficulty of the abyss. The resentful spirit suffers damage, and when it reaches a certain amount, it can also be strengthened. Absorbing horror points and taking damage are both ways to upgrade. After turning on the Yanho Windbreaker, it just made up for this damage, and this resentful spirit is difficult to kill, with more than 4 skills, but this is normal. After all, it is abyss difficulty. If it is so easy, Zhao Yuan will feel wrong. Wait? The rules only mention the basic rules, and they don't explicitly say that the Wraith absorbs horror points to upgrade. This shows that there are still many hidden rules that need to be explored, and the rules only mention the existence of resentful spirits, not the number of resentful spirits. With the urine nature of the Abyss-level secret realm, it is impossible to have only one resentful spirit. Chu Zhaoqing quickly shuttled in the corridor. It was Zhao Yuan who started the frenzy and mockery just now. Attracted away the ghosts who were chasing me, Chu Zhaoqing possesses life-saving skills such as Hades' invisibility hat, a mermaid, and a little girl who sells matches. Even without Zhao Yuan's oath shield, he can walk freely in front of resentful spirits. Therefore, Chu Zhaoqing began to collect props in the dormitory building, and then was chased by the female ghost. Not long after the female ghost was ridiculed and walked away, she actually reappeared. This is the skill effect of the Wraith? Can you get rid of Zhao Yuan's frantic mockery? Is it a stand-in ability similar to my mermaid? Chu Zhaoqing has picked up a lot of puzzle pieces, ghost-killing talismans, and props to strengthen the dormitory door. Anyway, it has the effect of the shield of the oath. I might as well attract this resentful spirit away and keep leaving this dormitory building. Can other teammates pick up props at will? Hey, I'm really a high-quality teammate. There's no way. The greater the ability, the greater the responsibility. I will break the deadlock. Chapter 135 Dream Fate. Zhang Fengwu is located in the middle of the dormitory building. With S-rank Lingbo Weibo, he can even invite the resentful spirit to jump on a waltz, and he will not be touched by the resentful spirit once during the whole process. Strange, why didn't I see other teammates? As long as I was in the corridor, I could see it at a glance. With Zhao Yuan's urination, he couldn't have walked out of the dormitory and blasted the Wraith, or is there more than one dormitory building? Zhang Fengwu moved at high speed between the corridors, dragging layers of afterimages behind him, picking up various props along the way. Puzzle? This is the decrypted content? I don't want to use my brain. Why don't I just cut the grievances? My Jiu Yang's Henjing's internal power is as fiery as Liang's essence fire, and the resentful spirit can't bear it at all. But Zhang Fengwu still picked up the debris along the way. Water? Flower? Empty? Fate? Fantasy? On a puzzle piece is a font, which seems to be a complete sentence. This puzzle successfully aroused my curiosity. I must finish it for you today. I won't leave the secret realm if I miss a word. The S-level Lingbo micro step bonus is very comprehensive, whether it is explosive acceleration, dodging and evasion, or stepping on walls and weirs, and stepping into the air, it can do it. Zhang Fengwu burst out at full speed, walking through the floors, picking up props frantically, and he also encountered a third-level resentful spirit. But Zhang Feng and Wu Niao are not always resentful. You smash your door, I will piece together my puzzle pieces, and we will have a clear division of labor. In the end, Zhang Fengwu really put together 11 pieces of the puzzle, and connected them into a sentence. The fate of this life, the mirror flowers and the moon, all become empty illusions. The moment he saw these words, the picture in front of Zhang Fengwu suddenly shattered, as if a mirror was inlaid in front of him, and a hole was smashed by a stone. Zhang Fengwu looked through the gap. The interior was pitch black. It seemed to be a damp cave, and water droplets kept falling on the rocks. Zhang Fengwu's attention was completely drawn to the past. What does this mean? Wait. The fate of this life, the mirror and the moon, are all illusory. Zhang Fengwu seemed to understand something. His eyes were full of shock. Snapped. A pair of cold and gloomy female hands covered his eyes from behind, and a manic and crazy babble came from Zhang Fengwu's ears. Zhang Fengwu's thriller broke through 90 points. FK. Zhao Yuan noticed something was wrong. From just now, his oath shield has been triggered continuously. It should be that many teammates are under attack. And the thorn's anti-armor is also triggered wildly, but the resentful spirit is not dead, although the real damage can hurt the resentful spirit between the illusory and the real. However, the resentful spirits in Abyss difficulty cannot be killed so easily, and they have the skills to turn into blood mist and avoid subsequent damage. Only come according to the rules of the secret realm, and find a way to completely kill the resentful spirit in the dormitory building. Zhao Yuan kept on taunting frantically, trying to buy some time for his teammates. Every time, the resentful spirit turned into a thick blood mist, counteracting the taunting effect. He didn't dare to open the Yanho windbreaker, because the resentful spirit was injured and did not die. And he could quickly level up. After upgrading to level 5, if he has not found a way to kill the resentful spirit, the door of the dormitory can't stop the resentful spirits, and the general player team has long been destroyed. and the team is supported by Zhao Yuan's Oath Shield. Su Yuxin used the diving fighter skills, but found that there was nothing outside the dormitory building, as if it was the very edge of the game scene, and players could not penetrate it anyway. Yunning was blocked by resentful spirits at the beginning of the game, so she could only look in the dormitory to see if she had any tools to protect herself. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story, and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 136, 3 Turns of Success. Snapped. Zhao Yuan crushed this Emperor-level worm with all his strength. It only had one skill, and its attributes were exaggeratedly low, but Meng Yuan's skill was heaven-defying. If it wasn't for Zhao Yuan's active effect of unyielding will, even if he guessed the truth, he wouldn't be able to escape from the false world so quickly. It is a special effect that ignores all control effects after it is activated by the unyielding will. The familiar scarlet teleportation door appeared in front of Zhao Yuan, and the 7 of them exited the secret realm one by one. Trial information: the player has successfully passed the Abyss Level 3 turn trial, get 600 free attribute points, gain an extra 0.5 points of soul strength, and increase your own level by 2, successful 3 turns, every level of strength, physical attributes plus 80 points, agility, intelligence attributes plus 20 points. The player's personal level is increased to level 32, the strength and physical attributes are increased by 160 points, and the agility and intelligence attributes are increased by 40 points. Inside the Rushuang Guild, President Rushuang called the President of Hades. There is one thing you need to do, 2 things to be precise. 7K. The President of Hades was surprised. At this time, the chariots of the beautiful country are already full of allies, and they may attack us at any time. President Rushuang replied, "It is at this point in time, we are the defenders of the city in this decisive battle, because we have no intention of starting a war. As long as we maintain the current pace of development for decades, the strongest country will be Xia. If the beautiful country wants to stop this trend, it has to take the initiative to launch an attack. This means that the beautiful country needs to stay with a certain amount of troops to guard the guild's resident, coupled with our city walls and defensive towers. They cancel each other out, and we can definitely send you out to complete these 2 things. The President of Hades was thoughtful. "I probably guessed the first thing you said, but I can't guess the second anyway." The President of Hades is wearing a black and white battle robe and a pale crown. Behind him is a throne made of skulls of different races. After talking with Chairman Rushuang, he took away 400 million ghost soldiers. President Rushuang looked at the departing president of the underworld with deep eyes. "Everything has been arranged, and so is the follower. The Underworld Guild is relatively the weakest of the 4 major guilds, and has the least background. After the expansion of the expansion packs such as the National War, the Alien War, and the Abyss Invasion, the other 3 guilds grew up freely." Zhao Yuan personally raised level 2, although the horror dungeon is extremely difficult, the rewards are also extremely generous. The level is directly +2, and the later upgrade is slow, so you can consider entering the horror dungeon, which is a shortcut for later upgrades. Yuning said, "Unfortunately, my experience halo is only effective for experience points. This reward is personal level +2, so it does not trigger the effect of experience halo." Zhang Fengwu seemed to be still recalling many details in the secret realm just now. "The fate of this life, the flowers in the mirror and the moon in the water, all become illusions." I almost died. In fact, when I saw this sentence, I already had a certain guess, but this Emperor-level worm actually used the sense of horror after the shattered beauty and water moon as a sharp weapon to submerge me in fear, Zhong Wen said with great regret. "Another Emperor-level creature without bones. There are Emperor-level squids in the front and Emperor-level worms in the back. I seriously doubt that someone will cut me." Looking back now, Chu Zhaoqing also guessed part of the truth. Under the horror of the shattering moment, she lost herself. Fortunately, Zhao Yuan woke up from the dream. Everyone exited the secret realm and returned to the job transfer hall. "How is it possible?" The job transfer instructor seemed to have seen a ghost. "Based on my years of experience, the inscription on the teleportation gate just now represents horror, and there is a high probability that it is a horror dungeon that has entered the abyss. Difficulty downsizing? Are they all alive? I read it wrong? But even if it is a normal abyss level, there is a probability of death." Zhao Yuan's team, naturally ignoring the job transfer tutor, Zhao Yuan added all 600 attribute points to his physique, and then drank the 20 bottles of large experience potion stored in it. Has used a large experience potion 20, has obtained 100 W points, 500%, experience value. Looking at his experience bar, Zhao Yuan has already reached more than half of level 32, and he is not far away from level 35. Under the double superposition of experience aura and skill aura, the experience value obtained by Zhao Yuan has increased by 5 times. Soul strength, which seems to be a higher level attribute than willpower, can resist mental attacks and control effects, Chu Zhaoqing explained. The attribute of soul strength is extremely rare, and the horror dungeon is one of the few channels that can obtain soul strength. Chapter 137. What an unfortunate death to grab the golden troops. Zhao Yuan and the others returned to the guild's residence. Even with golden arms, it was difficult to obtain guild experience. The average level of the half-blood dragon has reached level 10, which is the state without the bonus experience, or the entire guild of deceitful soldiers was teleported into the vast guild battle space. This guild battle only allows level 4 and level 5 guilds to participate, that is to say, the highest level enemies are around level 50, Zhao Yuan analyzed. However, with Yunning's skill halo, these 5,520 units of half-blood dragonmen will be extremely exaggerated, enough to slaughter all 5th level guilds. What's more, there are 7 of us. Just 7 of us can destroy all 5th level guilds. Therefore, there is no suspense in this guild battle. Sun Qiao also analyzed aloud. That's right, only 6 or more 5th level guilds can join forces to fight against us. The team's gold content is too high. Zhao Yuan is even more heavyweight, and these hostile guilds can't have light gold troops. At most they are the best purple troops, Zhong Wen said silently. In the arena, if players are used to experiment with the bone removal skills of living people, they will usually cast a psychological shadow on the opponent. The white bones in the human body suddenly become active, tearing apart the flesh and blood by themselves. Few players can resist this kind of pain. This time it can be used in actual combat. After Sun Qiao commanded 5,520 units of golden half-blood dragonmen, the additional legion attributes of the S-level long snake array are troop movement speed plus 120 points. The higher the quality of the arms and the more the number of arms, the higher the attributes of the army's skill bonus. There are only more than 5,000 half-blood dragons, and the movement speed can reach 120 points, 7k. If you change to purple units, you need 50,000 units to trigger 120 movement speed, Zhao Yuan finally said. The development process of the guild is already slow. By destroying the crystals of the hostile guild and thereby looting all the materials of the opposing guild, we can crazily accelerate the development of our guild. Battle to support war is the only shortcut. We also need to build equipment for half-blood dragons, which is a sky-high cost. If we don't fight guild wars, it will take us 5 or 6 months. Zhao Yuan also wants to play tactics, but he doesn't need it at all. He just needs to push the enemy horizontally. His SSS level awakening skills are unsolvable. This is not on the national battlefield. The forces are intricate and complex. The 197 countries compete with each other, hate each other, allies, and neutralize each other. There are too many variables. And 3,000 meters away from the Guild of Deceitful Soldiers, there is a 5th level guild. The location of the guild building is random when it is teleported. Occasionally, 2 guilds are very close to each other. President, there is a 4th level guild in the southeast, which is also the symbol of Xiaoguo. Isn't this the material delivered to the door? The overall combat power of the 5th level guild can crush the 4th level guild. Even if we take the initiative to attack the city, the materials we finally get can make up for the losses, and there will still be a lot of surplus. This is a 5th level guild in Britain, and its president ordered. This is entirely due to luck. Let us be so close to a 4th level guild, which can be exchanged for 8 million guild supplies and 8 million guild funds. Must eat, all listen to the order. Launch a charge. The 5th level guild of the British Kingdom even only left some remnants of defeated generals to guard in the guild, and the rest of the troops left the city at full speed. Because the distance is too short, with a distance of 3,000 meters, and there are no beast forces nearby, it is possible to return to the guild station with a large amount of supplies and a quick battle. Zhao Yuan and others also saw densely packed cavalry rushing towards the garrison. This is treating us like a piece of fat, and I can't wait to swallow it. It's just a good time to try these terrifying defensive weapons. Quotation mark. Chapter 138. One-sided. How is this possible? The average level of my arms is level 35. All of them are on the top, and I have to kill these 5,000 golden arms with my life, the hostile president shouted. The enemies launched a counterattack, and the half-blood dragons triggered the cunning skills one after another, and the neural reflexes and evasion chances increased, but they didn't have much effect, because the damage was all grafted onto Zhao Yuan at this time. Zhao Yuan refreshed thousands of battle information in 1 second, and the Shield of Oath was triggered thousands of times, which means that the Thorn's anti-armor was triggered twice as many times. The enemy's attack on the half-blood dragon man not only did not cause any substantial damage, but instead formed a real counter-injury, emptying his own health bar. Many mage and assassin players were directly killed by counter-injury. 3 seconds later, he was resurrected from the guild station, and Xu Zhaoqing, Zhang Fengwu, and Zhong Wen had already arrived at the hostile guild station. Xu Zhaoqing used the S-class Little Match Girl to weave the corresponding illusion to prevent the enemy from withdrawing from the guild battle. Killed several times. Zhao Yuan said, this is also an opportunity to gain points on the battlefield. Xu Zhaoqing's illusion is real enough to make the enemy think that he has withdrawn from the guild battle, but in reality, we are able to kill the enemy repeatedly. People, Xu Zhaoqing, Zhang Fengwu, and Zhong Wen rushed to the resurrection point of the hostile guild, and as soon as the enemy was resurrected, they slaughtered wildly. Yun Ning said, although our attributes can crush this 5th level guild, but after all, there are close to 80 W troops, killing it also takes time, and there may be new enemies nearby. However, the new enemy is unlikely to be able to climb over the city wall like this gecko army. We have enough time to brush the battlefield points. The tops of the 7 second level mage towers in the guild open space condensed light blue dark magic bullets, and each defensive tower can condense 2 per second. Boom, boom. The light blue magic bullet locked on the hostile leader, and the archmages in the altar began to sing the magic spell 7K. The attack of the mage tower is a single attack, so the damage is particularly terrifying. No enemy can resist it, and being hit by a defensive tower is the end of a full blood spike. The 3rd level defense tower has higher damage and durability, and can condense 3 magic bullets per second. The 3rd level mage tower can fight these enemies, and it is quite the experience of using anti-aircraft guns to fight mosquitoes. The hostile guild leader immediately discovered something was wrong. What kind of skill is this? Thorns are anti-armor? After fighting for so long, not one enemy unit has died. Instead, it's ours, and 3W people are dying. This is the golden unit? It's so scary at level 10? There are only 5,000 plus units, the vice president said in fear. Sir, run away. Those who dare to enter the guild battle at level 32 have such terrifying strength. No wonder the expressions on these players' faces are so relaxed. Escape? The guild station is on the side. How to escape? Choose to quit the guild battle. Vice President, this is the only option. Although there will be serious penalties, at least you don't need to be relegated. Zhao Yuan directly turned on the frenzied taunt, forcibly pulling all the enemies of the 75W unit back, 5,000 units of half-blood dragons and 3W pterosaur cavalry, madly crushing the enemy, but the enemy does not dare to fight back. Once attacking the half-blood dragon, it will trigger terrifying counter-injury. If it is a type of high attack and low defense, may be killed on the spot. Zhao Yuan summoned a little phoenix wearing 4 pieces of purple equipment. The phoenix used the eternal blazing sun, and at the same time the body drilled into the enemy. Zhao Yuan removes the effect of Little Phoenix's oath shield, and wants Little Phoenix to be reborn with a Nirvana skill. With the addition of Little Phoenix, the speed of killing enemies becomes faster. Just as the president of the hostile guild was about to speak, he was hit by a magic bomb from the 3rd level mage tower, leaving a huge pit mark on the spot and was blown into a pool of blood. Other teammates also took action. Even if the total number of 42 level army was 80W, in front of Zhao Yuan's team, it was just a lamb to be slaughtered. The team members are divided into 2, half of them kill the enemy players in the station, and the other half continue to chase and kill at the enemy's resurrection point. Chapter 139. So cruel. In the beautiful National Association, the Vice President respectfully reported, Master President, everything has been prepared, and the allies who are scheduled to sit on our chariot have also completed all the trump cards. However, but even if we really destroy the crystals of the 4 major guilds of the Xia Kingdom, we must suffer heavy losses. Isn't this giving the White Bear Kingdom a chance to pick up the leak? The president of the beautiful country responded indifferently, of course there will be heavy losses, but it is not our beautiful country, but our allies. This, the vice president understood. Master, This is to sacrifice all the allies in exchange for the destruction of the 4 major guilds of Xia Kingdom. Isn't that how allies are used to sacrifice? Finally, kick them away, the beautiful president of the Congress said casually. As long as the matter is successful, we have searched all the guild materials of the Xia Kingdom, and we will become the strongest country. Even the White Bear country will have to bow to us. Are you worried about the accountability of these allies afterwards? Hell, not only do I want to win this battle, but I also want to win with very little loss. The White Bear Kingdom will not intervene. They can't wait to see me and Xia Kingdom perish together. At most, they will destroy our 12th level buildings. It's just a guild, the president of the beautiful council said with deep eyes. Even if the White Bear country is really desperate and takes advantage of the critical time when Xiao Guo and I are fighting to the death, and raid our guild's resident, it will not be a problem. I still have a backup. White Bear Kingdom knows that I am prepared, and will definitely destroy several other 12th level guilds. It is a deal without agreement between us. Zhao Yuan sat on the guild crystal. He couldn't be more leisurely. Just sitting here, he took all the damage from the enemy. At the same time, he trapped the enemy here with fanatical taunts, making it impossible for him to escape. What's more, the half-blood dragon's movement speed is so high, escaping can only speed up the time of death. There are fewer and fewer enemies in the Warlords Guild. The 200,000 purple units are almost wiped out, and there are only 300,000 players left. However, the Guild of Deceitful Soldiers didn't suffer a single battle loss, and the enemy's life-threatening attack could only deal 0 points of damage to Zhao Yuan. Half an hour later, there were 4 rounds of eternal blazing sun hanging in the sky, but the little phoenix's attributes were too high, and even if the shield of the oath was turned off, the enemy couldn't empty its HP. Therefore, Nirvana was not triggered once, but it was enough. The 4 rounds of eternal scorching sun unreservedly emitted deadly light, and all ADW enemies were finally killed once. Most of the hostile players were re-killed by Zhong Wen and others 2 to 3 times. Because Chu Zhao King's illusion ability range is limited, these players who have been slaughtered many times quickly regained consciousness and quit the guild battle immediately. Chu Zhao King kept the high-level members of the hostile guild behind. Zhang Fengwu used internal force to shatter the internal organs of the enemy, killing them instantly and painlessly, which was more in line with Chu Zhao King's illusion. The leader of the hostile guild has been killed 9 times, and finally realized his current abnormality. And his level has dropped by 9 levels. Regardless of his heartache, he directly chose to withdraw from the guild battle. I dropped to level 39. It's equivalent to wasting my upgrade time of 6 months. And all the equipment on my body can't be worn. There are wear level restrictions. The intestines of the hostile guild master are all regretful. He thought it was luck. Let him meet the 4th level guild at the beginning. Thought it was a perfect start, but it turned out to be the beginning of disaster. Now the guild is gone, and the strength has also declined. It is more painful than killing me. As the level drops, the attribute points will also be deducted accordingly. This once high-ranking 5th level guild leader has completely fallen into the ranks of mid-level players. If I hadn't discovered a loophole in the illusion, I might not have discovered the truth now, and in the end I would even be killed to level 0 and returned to Novus Village. What kind of ruthless enemy is this? It's too terrifying. I'd rather go and feed the beast myself. Chapter 140 Prologue to the Eastern Expedition. With 1,600 W guild supplies, 3,200 units of level 5 half-blood dragons were reincarnated, and the total number almost reached 9,000 golden troops. As for the 1,600 W guild funds, it is naturally used to upgrade the mage tower, and the 3rd level mage tower can be promoted by branches. Branch 1 is the Yangayan Tower, and Branch 2 is the Arcane Tower. Naturally, Zhao Yuan came to each branch, and checked the role of the defense towers of different branches from the actual combat effect. Zhao Yuan spent 600 W guild funds to upgrade the 3rd level mage tower to become the 1st level arcane tower. Boom. The transcendent mysterious power covered this 3rd level mage tower, and many inscriptions on the surface of the tower were changed to symbols of hurricane, deformation, and other fields. The secluded sapphires were all replaced with colorless agate, and the mage at the top of the altar was also transformed into a gorgeous arcane robe. Level 1 arcane tower attack power, range, and durability have been doubled. Obtained a brand new skill Tornado, which can engulf a large number of enemy units and send them out a long distance. It belongs to the arcane art of guarding the guild crystal. After a lot of hard work, the enemy finally rushed to the vicinity of the guild crystal, but was blown up by an exaggerated gray and white tornado, and finally rolled outside the city wall, and had to get close to the guild crystal again. And the culling was only 5 minutes. Zhao Yuan did the same, spent 300 W of guild funds, got a brand new 3rd level mage tower, and then spent 600 W to be promoted to the 1st level Yangayan tower. The entire mage tower is inlaid with bright and clean gold decoration. In addition to the basic magic bullets, it also has the Yangyan Ray skill, which is a more powerful single continuous damage attack. So far, Zhao Yuan's 1,600 W guild funds have spent 1,500 W, and the strength of defending the city has been greatly improved. There is a 1st level Yangayan tower, an arcane tower, and 6 2nd-level mage towers. Level 5 guild, deceitful soldier, president, Zhao Yuan vice president, Union guild experience. 2,831 guild funds. 105 guild supplies. 0 guild arms. 3 W unit terrace or cavalry, light gold, 8,720 half-blood dragon man, gold, guild buildings, guild hall, warehouse, advanced city wall, level 2 mage tower 6, level 1 sun flame tower 1, level 1 arcane tower 1 guild NPCs, steward, purple, barracks commander, purple, master blacksmith, light gold, guild members. 7, up to 80 W, the maximum number of members of a 5th level guild is 80 W. After upgrading to 5th level guild, the area of the guild has suddenly expanded by 4 times, and various guild buildings have been upgraded and renovated. Damn it. This is the 1st level arcane tower? Even the 5th level guild in Britain just now had only a few 2nd level defense towers, which were easily toppled by us. Zhang Fengwu touched the Yangayan tower with his hand and said, "These are the gems of the sun domain." The sun flame tower takes the single attack to the extreme, while the arcane tower is biased towards the special attack area, whereas the mage tower, it is completely a tower made of gold. The total construction cost of a first-class Yangayan pagoda has reached 12 million guild funds. Zhao Yuan opened his mouth to analyze. I deliberately placed the Yangayan tower near the city wall, and placed the arcane tower near the guild crystal. The Sunflame Tower has an exaggerated attack range and can attack enemies outside the guild station, and the Arcane Tower's tornado skills can sweep away the enemies who try to destroy the guild crystals and send them out of the station. Yuning added, the cooling time of the tornado is only 5 minutes. Maybe the second time the enemy rushed near the guild crystal, they were blown away by the tornado again. Chapter 141 God's Ladder. President Ruzhuang glanced at the position of the president of the underworld, and said, then let's go to war. Above the distant sky, a ghost in the form of a girl floated in the air, with a camera instrument purchased at a high cost, which could initiate live broadcasts and regional announcements around the world. Across 108,000 miles, the murderous aura is still so strong. Alice, it's not easy to be a war reporter, the ghost girl seemed to be encouraging herself. After finishing this vote, I will earn enough money to become a real second-rate powerhouse. I'll give it up. I think about it. How much is the right price? 1,000 copper coins for a spectator quota? No, this is too little. This is a decisive battle between the beautiful kingdom and the Xia kingdom. Thinking of the large sum of money she is about to get, the ghost girl's eyes are full of money symbols flashing. No, you have to open the pattern. A person who can spend 1,000 coins to watch the live broadcast, will he care about 100,000 yuan? Certainly not. The code of conduct for the rich is not to seek the best, but to seek the most expensive. Just 10 W copper coins for a ticket. Don't think it's too expensive. You won't be able to lose one. The ghost girl's eyes are gurgling. I can set it to be free for all people first, and then charge it according to the stage? Yes, this is the routine. In the final stage, I will directly price a quota of 100 W copper coins. Although the players watching can record it and post it in the forum, there are always a few who are not bad. Just want to see the ending of the decisive battle between the Xia Kingdom and the Beautiful Kingdom as soon as possible. Regional announcement. Player Bai Shan launched a global live broadcast, and the live broadcast room Xiaoguo, Beautiful Country Great War has been opened for free. Damn it. This can be broadcast live? What is the origin of Bai Shan? Zhao Yuan was shocked. Chu Zhaoqing replied, I've heard that she is a reporter player with special skills. Her skills seem to be able to penetrate high-level regional barriers, and she can turn into a ghost and be immune to most of the damage. I wasn't very famous before, but this time I ventured into the national battlefield, the guild battle between Xia Kingdom and Pretty Country. Will players from all over the world flock to the live broadcast room? Sun Qiayu said worriedly. This is a battle related to the national fortunes of our Xia Kingdom. If the four major guilds lose, our Xia Kingdom is likely to be downgraded directly from a top-level country to a large-scale country. Zhao Yuan also entered the live broadcast room nervously, and the number of viewers reached 3 billion, and it is still rising. There is no barrage or speech function in the live broadcast room, and all the audience can only watch and cannot discuss. What kind of rubbish picture quality is this? I only saw the dense black armor and white horses. Can the camera get closer? Zhong Wen complained. Zhao Yuan, it's good to see some. If this war reporter is too close, he will be affected by the war, and even the mosaic picture quality will not be seen. In the national battlefield heavenly courts 1 billion celestial soldiers and generals form the Xian Luoda Wang, which is an extremely terrifying military formation skill, which is the top version of the one-word long snake formation. Lingshan subordinates are one as billion ascetic monks. And at the top are the ranks of Jia Luo, King Kong, Arhat, and Bodhisattva. Then there are the 300 million Confucian disciples of Wang, and finally the 400 million ghost soldiers. At first glance, there are only 300 million arms in Confucian village, but such a small number of arms can be compared with Xianting and Lingshan. It is conceivable that these Confucian arms are powerful. In addition to these top arms, players from the four major guilds also formed battle formations. Chapter 142 out of context? Behind the head of President Lingshan, there is a cascading treasure wheel ups and downs, and thousands of monks are phantoms chanting sutras behind him. The number of allies in the beautiful country is more than the intelligence, and India and the country have become the pawns of the beautiful country. But there are a lot of people in the country who bet on my Xia Kingdom. President Lingshan opened his right palm, and in his palm stood a Buddhist temple. The Luan gate of the Buddhist temple opened wide, forming a dazzling and magnificent passage. The allies of the Xia Kingdom came out one after another, 3 large countries, 7 medium countries, and 16 small countries. This is almost only 1/3 of the number of allies in the Xia Kingdom. The president of the beautiful country sneered, I put pressure on it in advance, and some of the allies of the Xia country are not reliable. After receiving the promise of my beautiful country, naturally they will not participate in this melee. Accidentally, all the guild arms will die in battle, and the death of the player will only reduce the level. The expression of the president of Heavenly Court remained unchanged. The relationship between some allies was very shallow, and he had long expected to refuse to participate in such a deadly battle. Boom! The war drums of the heavenly soldiers and generals were beaten, and the current top-level war broke out. The beautiful president led 2.6 billion crusaders, 500 million players, 4 billion allies, and 500 million snake people to attack the 4 major guilds. The 4 major guilds lead their respective arms, as well as 1.2 billion players, 900 million allied troops, and 400 million sapiens relying on the guild buildings to defend the city. As if a rushing torrent slapped on the angular reef, an oil painting with corpses, blood, broken flesh, wailing, roaring, demons, gods, pale, dark and other elements was outlined, solidified, and air-dried here. Zhao Yuan saw the corners of his eyes beating, and the idea of growing up as soon as possible, and finally sitting in the Xia Kingdom to defend against the powerful enemies of various countries, emerged in his heart. Although the 4 major guilds have the advantages of guild buildings and defense miracles, there are too many enemy troops. What's more, the Crusaders, the strongest armies on the land, are used as sharp-edged swords, and the 4 major guilds can't last long. Zhao Yuan analyzed. The national war is related to the fortune of a country. If the crystals of the 4 major guilds are destroyed, the Xia Kingdom will suffer the heaviest blow ever. Yuning worried. Zhao Yuan then added, it is impossible for the 4 major guilds to have no cards. You see, the president of the underworld is not present, and there are 400 million less ghost soldiers. Could it be that they took the opportunity to raid the guild crystal of the beautiful country? Su Yuxin said excitedly. Impossible, Zhao Yuan replied. The beautiful country has left 1/3 of the crusaders to guard the guild crystal, and there are still the guild city walls and defense miracles, and the president of the underworld can only go to death. 400 million ghosts. There are simply not enough soldiers to see. Could it be, Sun Qiyu took the military division route, and guessed it this time? Is it going to look for the white bear country? Use the power of the white bear country to surprise the beautiful country. It's impossible. Zhao Yuan shook his head and said, this is too simple and straightforward. How could the president of the beautiful Congress not leave behind? How could it be possible to ignore the existence of the white bear kingdom? What a terrifying enemy. Zhao Yuan sighed from the bottom of his heart. At a very small price, 2/3 of the allies of the Xia kingdom chose to give up participating in the war. Could it be that the 4 major guilds are going to lose? Chu Zhaoking's lips trembled slightly. Zhao Yuan fell into silence. Although the live broadcast room was of mosaic quality, he could still see the general content. Zhao Yuan did not understand the intelligence in the battlefield of the country, so he could not think of how the 4 major guilds of Xiaoguo would respond. At this time, the number of people in the live broadcast room reached tens of billions, and the screen suddenly closed. The free trial has ended. Please pay 1,000 copper coins. The reporter works at the risk of death. Please support. Zhao Yuan paid 7,000 copper coins directly. As the tickets for his teammates, most of the players also paid the coins. It was indeed worth the price, and he was very conscientious. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story, and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 143 Unknown Fear. When a golden hoop appeared out of thin air, blocking the Exion sword in the hand of the beautiful president of the Congress, a horrifying and treacherous body gradually emerged from under the golden hoop. It had a huge and bloated squid head, and its sucker tentacles fell to the ground in the fishy yellow pupils. The unique wisdom of human beings permeates, and the body is also a human body, but there are membrane-covered wings on the back. This evil creature at the bottom of the abyss regained its sanity for a short time after wearing the golden hoop. This was President Ru Zhuang's whole card, and it was also one of the goals of the mission to defeat the Buddha and Manjusri Bodhisattva. Manjusri Bodhisattva fights against the enemy gods of the same level in the rear, and cannot intervene in the core battlefield. At this time, he said happily, with the addition of the power of the abyss, we can regain the upper hand. Coupled with the advantage of defensive miracles, the beautiful country can only choose to retreat. Fighting the Buddha waved the morning stick in his hand, and the bright Buddha light and auspicious energy fluttered around, killing the enemy army. But under his piercing eyes, the demonic pollution in Manjusri Bodhisattva's body swayed wildly. Manjusri was already half polluted, but he himself didn't notice it. Evil from the abyss? Crazy. Migo sliced open Zichang's body with a sword, and a disgusting yellow mucus burst out of Zichang's squid head, but it returned to normal in the next second. How is this possible? The abyss evil that maintains its own sanity? The combination of Buddhism and Confucianism. The president of the beautiful society took a rare step back. Not only can the evil spirits of the abyss be unable to be truly killed, but the most terrifying thing is the silent, bone-destroying and terrible pollution. He almost got his head cut off. The president of Shinting said the immortal golden body of President Lingshan has become perfect again, and he himself is the strongest defender of Xia Kingdom. I'll help you kill the beautiful country, and remember to fulfill your promise afterwards. Zichang's tone seemed to be that of a shrewd businessman. Coupled with his weird body, it gave people a strong sense of contrast. All the units that stared at the evil body had horrific mutations and were invaded by pollution. Xiao Guofang had already made preparations, and the weaker people had already covered their eyes and stood behind the 4 presidents' eyes with different pupils grew on the body surface of the beautiful country and its allies, and dense crimson mushrooms also grew on the body of the sword of the president of the beautiful country's creation truth sword. The bodies of a large number of crusaders swelled, broke their armor, and mutated into indescribable creatures, as did the war horses covered with silver-white armor. The beautiful president of the Congress said coldly, so what about the evil spirits in the abyss? Haven't I killed too few? Since Xiaoguo dares to cooperate with Zichang at ease, it means that Zichang's strength is within the controllable range, and it is nothing more than an extra president-level thug. It is true that the 2 presidents of the Xia Kingdom could kill Zichang together, but Zichang is not afraid of death, and cannot really die, coupled with terrifying pollution. The effect is equivalent to the strength of 2 presidents. And it can cause a large number of attrition to the enemy. The weaker allied forces of the beautiful country will even completely collapse under the pollution of the abyss. A golden flame appeared in Dao's Hanfo's eyes, and he kept following Manjusri Bodhisattva at this time. The demons in Manjusri's body were extremely active. In the eyes of Dao Shengfo, half of Manjusri's face was already covered with translucent granulation, with an evil expression, and the corners of his mouth were raised. Matched with Manjusri's dignified facial features, it was indescribably weird in the eyes of ordinary people. Manjusri Bodhisattva is enlightened in his Buddha nature and can fight against many enemy gods with the participation of abyss and evil spirits. The president of the Beautiful Council needs to fight against the three parties of Shinting, Lingshan, and evil spirits alone, and has suffered serious injuries. However, under the command of the beautiful president of the Congress, the mighty army rushes madly. This is to destroy the crystal of Xiaoguo before the pollution completely breaks out. Borrowing the power of the abyss is a taboo choice. Doesn't it mean that the creatures of the abyss have completely lost their minds? How can they reach a deal with Xiaoguo? Chu Zhaoqing was puzzled while thanking Xiaoguo for regaining the upper hand. It's the golden hoop of Buddhism. Zhao Yuan looked at the screen in the live broadcast room and said, it should be the methods of Buddhism that restored the evil spirit to its senses. This evil spirit may have been a human race millions of years ago. I don't know what price Xiaoguo paid to make the creatures of the abyss work for it. Zhao Yuan's facial features were full of worry. Yun Ning asked, Xiaoguo has already blocked the full attack of the beautiful country. What are you worried about? The purpose of the abyssal creatures is to destroy all life. Whether it is a player or an intelligent creature, they are all targets of abyssal pollution. Chapter 144, Planting Demons with Your Body. In the picture of the live broadcast room, the camera became extremely strange, as if it was fixed on the head of a pet dog, constantly shaking, chasing the ghost girl. But from the bottom of the lens, you can see the feet like a baby, and Zhao Yuan herself can imagine the scene. The camera peeped at the evil, and then separated a distance of tens of thousands of miles, contaminating the camera and the ghost girl. The camera is active, it seems to have a hint of evil consciousness, and it is chasing the ghost girl. However, Bai Shen is also a level 80 player. Although she is not a fighting type, her basic strength is still there. She subdued the camera, then sawed off the limbs, facial features, and faces that grew out of the camera, then picked up the camera again, adjusted the focus, and aimed at the battlefield. Damn. My goddamn professionalism doesn't allow the live broadcast to be intermittent. I want to take a complete picture. Bai Shen gritted her teeth. The sense of substitution is too strong. The limbs and facial features were sawed off in the first person. This war reporter is really dedicated, and now he's still thinking about live broadcast. Good job. It's a reward. Audiences all over the world gave Bai Shen a reward, but Bai Shen didn't care. Under the siege of Zizing, the president of Heavenly Court, and the president of Lingshan, the injury of the beautiful president became more and more serious, and he was touched by the pollution of the abyss, but he remained calm. His eyes were deep and firm, and he said slowly, this is Xiaoguo's real trump card, so the actions of this kid in the underworld are not so simple. He didn't go to the White Bear country, could it be? It's a bit interesting to let a real abyss evil spirit gain reason. The body of the beautiful president boiled with divine power, driving away his own pollution, and at the same time burning the crimson mushrooms on the sword of truth of creation. Our human race and the abyss have been fighting against the abyss for hundreds of years. You and I both know how dangerous it is to let the evil spirits of the abyss gain reason. This will undoubtedly open the key to Pandora's box, which will not only bring disaster to the Xia kingdom, but also lead to the real recovery of the abyss. President Rushuang listened to the accusation of the other party with a blank face. I agree with your point of view on this aspect. Oh, the president of the beautiful country was stunned calmly. President Rushuang is widely recognized as the strongest chess player in the Xia kingdom. Seeing President Rushuang's calm expression, the beautiful president actually had a trace of fear. He was besieged and injured by the three powerful enemies, and he didn't even frown, but now he was worried. The beautiful country slashed horizontally with a sword, and its divine power was boiling, forcing the three powerful enemies to retreat, and said quickly, you have reason now and can trade with Xiaoguo. Why can't you cooperate with my beautiful country? The Heavenly Court, Lingshan, and Confucian village of the Xia kingdom do have incredible means and magical powers, but our beautiful kingdom also has its own special abilities and has many allies. Let's talk about your transaction with Xiaoguo. Maybe I can help you realize it too. The president of Heavenly Court has a solemn expression. The power of the beautiful president is undeniable. And he has excellent resourcefulness. The rational evil spirit said with interest, you are right, you need to shop around to buy goods. If you can kill me in the true sense, I can also serve you, kill you in the real sense. The pretty president drew his sword against the president's Shinting and Lingshan. The ability of Buddhism and Confucianism can indeed destroy you in a real sense, preventing you from resurrecting from the abyss, but my beautiful country also has its own means. I can wash away the filth from your body. Of course, you have been combined with the filth. If the filth is eliminated, you will naturally die. and you will no longer be resurrected from the bottom of the abyss. The players of Xia Kingdom's eyes widened, and unspeakable fear shrouded their hearts. Okay, anyway, trading with anyone is killing people, so I will help you slaughter Xiaoguo. Zisun nodded. The president of the beautiful country knows that evil is untrustworthy, but the most important thing at the moment is to destroy the crystal of the Xia Kingdom. The evil spirit turned the attack direction, and the pressure of Xiaoguo suddenly increased. Ruzhuang said calmly, I knew from the beginning that trading with evil spirits is simply taking chestnuts out of fire. Chapter 145. The Son of the Tower. Seeing that the situation was over, the beautiful president of the Congress, his eyes still unchanged, opened the God's Ladder and teleported back to the guild's residence. So far, the beautiful country has retreated, and the Xia country has barely won a miserable victory, because the crusaders in the beautiful country did not suffer much damage, and most of the dead were allies. And for Xiaoguo, the supplies of more than a dozen 12th level guilds are not too much. Just like Zhao Yuan's 5th level guild plundering the 4th level guild, the harvest can only be regarded as mediocre, but it can make up for the losses of this battle. At this point, the live broadcast ended. Zhao Yuan was surprised to find that each player was required to pay 100,000 copper coins for the later stage of the live broadcast. He was anxious to watch the live broadcast, so he paid it in one go. The hard power and resourcefulness of the 4 major guilds are so high, but they only repelled the beautiful country. Repelling and defeating are completely two concepts, Sun Qiaoyu said. However, the dozen or so 12th level guild crystals destroyed by the guild master of the Hades are quite a record. Zhao Yuan retorted, the outcome of this battle was doomed from the very beginning, because Xiaoguo didn't want to win the war, and only needed to repel the enemy to gain more development time. From this point of view, Xiaoguo has undoubtedly won, and the purpose of the beautiful country is to destroy the 4 major guilds of the Xia country. The difficulty is too high. After sacrificing so many allied troops, they still cannot break through the city wall, and there's the White Bear country, the top country, so no one dares to use all their strength. Yunying also analyzed, our country of Xia has indeed won, but the beautiful country didn't pay too much. Even if the White Bear Kingdom raids the headquarters of the Pretty National Guild, they will be able to teleport back in time, so the beautiful country has already predicted the worst outcome. No matter how much it loses, it will only be a small loss. Zhao Yuan finally said, we also have our own battles to fight. Let's go, push all the 5-level guilds horizontally, and then continue to collect guild points. Su Yuxin summoned 3 dive fighters, and used the S-class upgrade to enhance the radar coverage and accuracy of the fighters. At the same time, the flying speed of the fighter plane was strengthened, and 3 dive fighter planes were sent to gallop away from different directions. Su Yuxin, I can use the fighter plane to lock the coordinates of other guilds in the shortest time. This battle space is not small, and it will take a long time to lock all the enemies with half-blood dragons alone. The radar images of 3 dive fighters appeared on Su Yuxin's glasses. The upgraded radar can accurately detect the enemy's guild camp. At the same time, some ferocious beast forces can be found. In this battle space, there are not only players, but also high-level ferocious beasts on a large scale. Zhao Yuan said, I can also use the skills of each of us to display effective tactics. Tactical can be used, but not necessary, because our strength can already push all the enemies in this area horizontally, plus my shield of oath. The loss in each battle is 0, so there is no need to use tactics. In just 3 hours, Su Yuxin's fighter plane had already scoured the entire battle space. Su Yu seemed to have found a coordinate map. This guild is the closest to us, so follow the shortest route and kill them one by one. Sun Qiaoyu used the SS level skill Move Mountain to relocate the ground below the Mage Tower, that is to say, he can carry the defense tower with him. Chapter 146. During the rapid flyby of the fighter plane, it encountered many flying monsters, but the attributes of the fighter plane were strong enough, and the firepower of the heavy machine gun equipped with it was extremely fierce. The small missiles on both sides can be fired multiple times, and there are medium missiles with a 6-minute cooling time, which are sure to kill. Su Yuxin manually drove the fighter plane to avoid the collision of flying beasts, because he was out of the range of Yunying's halo, so he was obviously saving ammunition. The heavy machine guns fired wildly, piercing through a large number of flying beasts, and ejected several small missiles. Under the automatic locking module, the missiles can turn within a certain range. As long as the lock module of the fighter plane shows that the lock is successful, you can press the button decisively, and the missile has almost a 90% hit rate. Zhang Fengwu sat on the back seat and opened the bulletproof glass window, using the six-vein sword, continuously ejecting colorful and mottled sword energy, cutting the flying beast into pieces. We're going to the first destination soon, and the radar shows that there are targets close to 400,000 units here, all of which are gathered in a narrow area, indicating that they are hostile guilds, Su Yuxin said in a voice. Zhang Fengwu turned his head and glanced at the radar display screen. How do you understand this thing? It's a green screen with dense dots of light. There are specialties in art. It's normal if you don't understand it, but I can't understand it either, Su Yuxin responded. Zhang Fengwu, brother, why don't you play here? You don't understand yourself. Su Yuxin adjusted his glasses. I am not short-sighted. My body is half digitized, and these glasses are equivalent to smart devices. The glasses are the main body. Zhang Fengwu then said, let's land 3,000 meters away from the enemy guild. After the fighter plane landed smoothly, Su Yuxin began to place the teleportation devices, which were mechanical discs one by one. The hollow parts spread out circles of transparent halos, similar to the teleportation points in Cao Chang. Su Yuxin's current skill level is very high, and he placed 6 teleportation points in one go, and then used the S-level transformation and upgrade, choosing to increase the number of teleportation points and the interval time. Swish, swish, batch after batch of half-blood dragonmen came out of the teleportation point, nearly 9,000 units of half-blood dragonmen, and members of Zhao Yuan's team. There are several NPCs left in the guild station. Once an enemy approaches, the 3W pterodactyl cavalry will attack the enemy, and Zhao Yuan only needs 5 seconds to return to the guild headquarters because Su Yuxin can place a teleportation point under his feet at any time. Looking at the scale and materials of the building, it should only be a 4th-level guild. There's nothing to discuss about it. Chu Zhaoqing opened Hades' invisibility cap, and we entered the enemy guild directly, then let Chu Zhaoqing use the little match seller to weave illusions, try to kill more enemies, and finally smash the guild crystal. For Zhao Yuan's team, the 4th-level guild is a playful level of difficulty, and it may even be boring to fight, so they can only use illusions to keep enemies, and repeated killings are more exciting. Zhong Wen said, unfortunately, we have to turn on group stealth to enter the enemy guild. These enemies may not be able to see the demeanor of my giant bone beast, and they will all fall into the illusion. Chu Zhaoqing took out a simple and pale hat from the void, with complex symbols of death engraved on the surface. From the moment she put on the quaint hat, mysterious and transcendent power permeated here, and all the friendly forces seemed to be erased by an eraser, and disappeared into the air little by little. Allies can see each other's invisible units. 7K. The team flew into the enemy guild openly and above board. Chapter 147. Am I reborn? Zizzy. The Yang Yan ray seemed to be a laser, cutting the towering gray-black guild building into 2 halves, and the durability dropped to 0. Is this a defense tower above the 3rd level? Only the defense tower above the 3rd level can open the branch promotion, so as to obtain new skills, the knowledgeable enemy shouted. I found the chairman and vice chairman. They fell asleep? They couldn't wake up until they lost blood with a slap. People in this entire area are asleep. They are all high-level guilds and belong to the highest ranking group. I can't wake up even with a hard slap. Could the enemy want to? Everyone, quit the guild battle. These shop people are all demons. Zhao Yuan indifferently turned on the frenetic taunting, pulling all the enemies into a taunting state, doubling their attack speed, reducing their attack power by 40%. And not one of they were able to escape. The Sunflame Tower on the shoulders of the white-boned giant continued to shoot crimson rays, and the foundations of the 4-level guild buildings were cut open. The edges full of melting marks, as expected of a promoted mage tower. Attacking a guild building can cause such terrifying damage, and use it to sweep the enemy. Isn't it the crescent moon of the motherland? Zhao Yuan muttered to himself. After upgrading to the 2nd-level Yang Yan Tower, it can launch 2 Yang Yan rays at the same time, and the skill damage will be doubled. There are only 40W enemies in total, and it won't take long to kill them all. The arcane tower on the right shoulder of the bone giant beast will fire an arcane bullet every second, which is equivalent to an enhanced version of the magic bullet at this time. The mage in the altar used the tornado skill, and a 15-meter high gray and white tornado suddenly formed, rolling up a large number of players and shattered objects and moving out. Although the tornado also has a certain amount of damage, the main effect is to contain the enemy and roll the enemy in front of the guild crystal out of the city wall. Next is the stage for your teammates. All kinds of skills are smashed wildly. Anyway, there is a halo of returning magic. No matter how you use the skills, It is 100% of the magic value, and every 2 times, a critical strike will be triggered, and a large number of enemies will be killed in seconds. And Zhao Yuan opened the Shield of Oath. The friendly units did not take any damage, his defense value was too high, and the damage he grafted was 0 points. Under the control of frenzied ridicule, none of the enemies escaped, and all of them were killed once. Then, during the 3-second resurrection time, they chose to withdraw from the guild battle and received a heavy punishment. The next part is the most enjoyable part, brushing the guild points. 4W has fallen into the illusion of the hostile guild high level, and it is almost impossible to wake up from the illusion, because it is only a 4th level guild, the player's level is too low, and the resistance is insufficient. Therefore, it was repeatedly killed by Zhao Yuan and others until it reached level 0. After killing level 0 and killing again, you will not be able to gain battlefield points. Zhao Yuan violently knocked the guild crystal with a pale gold shield in his hand, smashing it into pieces. Regional announcement: the 4th level guild of Xiaoguo destroyed the crystal of the 4th level guild of India. Deprive the opponent of all guild materials. The experience value of the 4th level guild in India is 0, and it is forced to dissolve. Have obtained 750 W of guild supplies and funds, 600 W of guild experience, and obtained the reincarnation pool of purple troops in the battle just now. Zhao Yuan had seen these purple arms, all of which were the last of the purple arms, and Zhao Yuan broke them down directly. Boom. Holy golden light shrouded everyone. With Yunning's skill halo and experience halo, upgrading was inevitable. Su Yuxin said, according to the best route, we can kill all the guilds in one day. The optimal siege sequence plus the teleporter can save a lot of travel time. At this time, the high-level 4W hostile guild woke up from the illusion, and they returned to the novice village. What happened? Why am I in the novice village? Could it be, am I reborn? In this life, I will use the experience of the previous life to become the strongest, the president of the hostile guild said firmly. But he soon discovered the anomaly, and a lot of information was refreshed in the information bar. There is information that he suffered from the illusion skill and failed to judge, and there is information that his subordinates sent him to let him quit quickly. The most is naturally the relegation information after death. There are full 49.7k. He was killed a full 49 times. Beasts. Beasts. Miserable mourning echoed in the novice village. Among the 4W players who were killed to level 0, some of them collapsed directly. They couldn't believe what was in front of them and chose to feed the beasts. Halfway through the process, he lost consciousness in pain, and wanted to regret it, but he was no longer the opponent of the novice village fierce beast. Battle information: the battle damage is 0, and the average level of the half-blood dragon is plus 1.9, the player's personal level has been raised to level 34, and the attribute points have been improved, trigger hundreds of thousands of mastery, the current multiplier is 46 times, a total of 99 W points of skill proficiency, 46 times, are obtained. The SSS level awakening skills are increased by 4 levels, and the SSS level oath shield and unyielding will be increased by 8 levels. Zhao Yuan's current battlefield points are 2,560 points. Although it is only a 4th level guild, he has earned more than 40 battlefield points. With a half-pipe experience, you can enter level 35. Chapter 148 SSS level pure white shield. In the next few hours, the Devious Soldiers Guild destroyed 6 guild crystals. That is, every 20 minutes or so, a regional announcement will sound, indicating that the party whose guild crystal was destroyed is forcibly disbanded. At the same time, Chu Zhaoqing left behind 4W people every time, pulled them into the illusion, and slaughtered them frantically to level 0, because none of the guilds belonged to the Xia Kingdom. Zhao Yuan did not show any mercy among the 6 guilds that were subsequently destroyed. 3 were level 4 and 3 were level 5. With the addition of Yunning's skill halo and experience halo, Zhao Yuan had a total of 3 levels. Battle information: the player's personal level has been raised to level 37, and the attribute points have been improved. Trigger talent hundreds of millions of times proficiency. The current multiplier is 50 times. Zhao Yuan has acquired a brand new skill called SS level Angel Shield. The talent Eternal Blessing has been triggered, and the SS level Angel Shield has been promoted to SSS level Pure White Shield. Pure White Shield LV1, SSS level, passively provides a shield with 50% of HP. When HP drops to 75%, 50%, 25%, 5%, the Pure White Shield will be refreshed immediately. Active effect: after turning it on, the Pure White Shield will be refreshed, and the cooling time will be 5 minutes. The second opening can break the pure white shield and cause high deceleration damage to surrounding enemy units. Note, the shield value will inherit 50% of the physical and magic defense, and the skill effect will increase with a level the moment he obtained this skill. A white shield value squeezed in from the right side of Zhao Yuan's health bar. Zhao Yuan's current HP is close to 200 W, and the value of this pure white shield is 100 W and can inherit 50% of double defense. With the improvement of pure white shield skill level in the end, it will be able to inherit 100% of the health and double defense, and even surpass 100% after awakening. Zhao Yuan quickly understood the anti-sky point of this pure white shield, which is that the shield will be automatically refreshed when the HP decreases to a certain value because the setting of the shield value is completely empty. The damage to the health value can be caused, in other words, 100 million points of damage can only destroy a layer of pure white shield, and the enemy must make a second attack to kill Zhao Yuan. Zhao Yuan can't be killed in seconds now. There are 6 layers of passively refreshed and actively refreshed pure white shields. Even if the enemy is a level 300 boss, he must attack it the 7th time before he can kill Zhao Yuan, and the real damage of the first 6 thorns anti-armor may have him to the health bar of the 300 level boss. This pure white shield skill has directly raised Zhao Yuan's frankness to a higher level. In a one-on-one situation, even a level 300 powerhouse may die under the combination of thorns anti-armor and pure white shield, and this is only the pure white shield effect of level 1. After awakening, I don't know how strong it will be. Zhao Yuan himself has been upgraded to level 37, and the 2 unawakened skills have naturally reached their full level, namely the 100 level Oath Shield and the Unyielding Will. The talent hundreds of millions of times proficiency has been triggered. The Shield of the Oath and the Unyielding Will skip the awakening trial and get an awakening branch effect. Shield of the Oath LV 100, SSS level. The range of the Oath is 5,000 meters, and the passive damage reduction is increased by 51.5%. The full level Oath Shield has a range of 5,000 meters, and the passive damage reduction is 51.5. With the addition of Yunning's skill aura, the range is directly over 10,000 meters, and the damage reduction effect exceeds 100%. However, the damage reduction attribute is limited by the upper limit. The maximum damage reduction is 80, and some of the overflowed attributes are invalid. There are not many people who can achieve the overflow damage reduction attribute. Zhao Yuan checked his skills on the spot, waiting for Su Yuxin's next teleportation side Shield of the Oath Awakening Branch effect. Chapter 149 True Vow. Zhang Fengwu obtained an S-level Life and Death Talisman skill, which can reverse internal force, condense water or wine into ice sheets as thin as paper, and shoot them out of the human body. When the Life-Death Talisman activates, it will make the target unable to survive or die, but this is only an S-level Life-Death Talisman and cannot be permanently stored on the enemy. It is a powerful control method. What Sun Qiao obtained was the S-level 2 dragons emerging from the water formation, which is the follow-up evolution skill of the long snake formation. The 2 dragons out of the water array can add life recovery effects to the arms according to the number and quality of the arms. There are many flaws in the one-word long snake formation. When the enemy finds a gap, you can use the 2 dragons to come out of the water formation and change the formation, so as to achieve a situation where the less wins the more and the weak defeats the strong. I understand, Sun Qiao said. A formation is infinitely varied, and there is no fixed routine. The specific situation needs to be analyzed in detail. The one-word long snake formation has a big flaw, and the 2 dragons coming out of the water formation is to make up for the former formation. In the future, I should be able to obtain the follow-up evolution skills of the Erlong water formation, and Chu Zhaoqing obtained an SS-level Snow White skill. It can summon a magic mirror to perform mirror spells such as prophecy, perception, etc. Chu Zhaoqing released Snow White, and a heavy full-length mirror appeared in front of her amidst layers of mysterious patterns. It seems to be carved out of a whole piece of dark-colored crystal, and there is a sparkling luster like water flowing in the mirror. Prophecy? I'll try it out first. Chu Zhaoqing activated the magic mirror's prophecy ability. I saw the garrison of the Guild of Deceitful Soldiers on the mirror of the deep crystal. There were very few defensive units inside. Only 30,000 pterodactyl cavalry and a few guild NPCs. A team composed of purple units and players came quietly, and there were intelligent creatures in the team. Oh, Zhao Yuan said with interest, is this the guild crystal that predicted that an enemy would sneak attack on us? Chu Zhaoqing nodded and said, there will be deviations in the prophecy. Even if it is an SSS level skill, The prophecy may fail. The picture of the prophecy can be used as a kind of reference situation. Zhao Yuan still has no plans to return to the guild, because there is a teleportation point left by Su Yuxin in the guild, and he only needs 5 seconds to cross a long distance and reach the inside of the guild, and he still has no choice for the quota of the true oath, and he can be selected as the friendly unit of the guild crystal whether it is hundreds of thousands or millions of enemy troops raiding the guild crystal. They will only be pierced by the thorns and armor. However, once the quota for the real oath is selected, it cannot be changed. After all, it is a true oath, a real link that can span distances and secret realms. Naturally it is impossible to replace it with a new one. Zhao Yuan intends to sign a real oath with Yu Ning, so that she can awaken all the Halo skills at once. Thinking of this, Zhao Yuan's eyes became excited, because even if Yu Ning's aura was not awakened, it was extremely against the sky. If it was awakened once, what would it look like? 7 Yu Ning said. Why are you staring at me, Zhao Yuan? I won't tell you, Yu Ning. Finally, there is Zhong Wen, who won the S-level artificial skeleton. It can consume the flesh and blood energy of a dead target to create a skeleton that fits its rank. It has no effect on units with skeletons in the body, that is to say, after awakening the bones of the corpse, and then man-made a pair, it can only be released on units without bones in the body. Chapter 150 Alliance. Zhao Yuan, as the True Pledge continues to improve, there will be more True Pledge places in the future. For this first place, I plan to sign Yu Ning. Zhang Fengwu agreed. We must first let Yu Ning's Halo skills complete the awakening, so that our upgrade speed and skill improvement speed can have a qualitative change. Zhong Wen also echoed. Anyway, there are new real oath quotas, and we can all get the real oath effect. Zhao Yuan applied the effect of True Oath to Yu Ning on the spot. This was a permanent buff, and it would remain in Yu Ning's status bar, even after entering the awakening trial. At this time, Su Yuxin said in the group chat, the nearest 5th level guild turned out to be an empty city. Zhao Yuan? This can also play empty city skills? Isn't the enemy afraid that we will break the crystal? Su Yuxin, I continue to check. I don't know what tricks the enemy is playing. More than 10 minutes later, every time Su Yuxin passed an enemy's guild building, he could detect through the radar that there was not a single living person. When people went to the city, the guild crystal could not be moved away. Su Yuxin only needed a few medium-sized missiles to smash the guild crystal, break the enemy's guild crystal directly. Su Yuxin asked. Zhao Yuan, I can probably guess what the enemy is doing. They all gathered together to form an allied army and want to fight us in the final battle, but can't we just smash the crystals? We don't have the ability to move the guild buildings. This kind of coalition is completely scattered, Zhang Fengwu said. The enemy thinks we won't destroy the crystal, and in fact I won't break it, because the guild crystal is destroyed, and these players will be forced to be kicked out of the guild battlefield. In this way, we will lose a lot of battlefield points that we have gained. The enemy is betting that we want to score points on the battlefield, thinking that we will not destroy the crystal. Even if the crystal is really attacked, the enemy can choose to force quit in an instant to reduce losses. Zhong Wen said wickedly, why don't we go to the second guild crystal? Zhao Yuan responded, the experience gained by killing players is too high. We still keep guild crystals and hunt players. Anyway, no matter how many people there are, it is impossible to break my defense. With the addition of the skill Halo, my damage reduction attribute has reached 80%. Not to mention other powerful skills. The Maniac of Destiny restores 4.5% of the upper limit of HP every second. It has never been used because no one can break the defense. Yu Ning agreed, it's better to keep the guild crystals. It's better to hunt and kill players. If we kill all these players, we can upgrade to level 3 or more. In other words, you can try to reach level 40. Su Yuxin drove a dive fighter and came to a guild station. The radar showed that there were 680 living creatures here. Zhao Yuan's guess is correct. They are all concentrated in one guild, and the number has reached 680. If my radar hadn't been upgraded, it wouldn't have been able to detect such a high density of accurate people. Su Yuxin placed a teleportation point 5,000 meters away, and the 1.5 half-blood dragon and the team members were all teleported to their destination soon. Before destroying 6 guilds, the materials obtained allowed Zhao Yuan to reincarnate 4,800 units of half-blood dragons. With a total of 1.5 in the Yangayan Tower and the Arcane Tower have also been upgraded to the 3rd level. It is a pity that the promotion cannot be continued. and subsequent promotions seem to require specific blueprints to unlock. The Arcane Tower has acquired a new skill, Transformation Curse, which can transform a single target into harmless rabbits, sheep, and frogs. Although there is a time limit, after transforming into harmless creatures such as a rabbit, its attributes will also become weaker, and it can be killed with a single blow. After upgrading the 2 defense towers, Zhao Yuan still has 3,000 W of guild funds in his hand to upgrade other defense towers in the station. End of this chapter. Thank you very much for reaching the end. Don't forget to like. Looking for more exclusive content and immediate access? Subscribe to our Patreon. Remember, every like, subscription, or donation encourages us to continue. Thanks to everyone. See you in the next video.